Hey guys, it's Sam with 2Ms and welcome back to another MYXclusive interview. As you guys can see, I have a very special guest here with me. He is a very talented Singaporean singer-songwriter and artist who just recently released a cross-country collaboration with our very own Clara Benin, and he is here to talk about that and everything else he's been working on. So everyone, please welcome back to MYXclusive, Gentle Bones. Woo!
Hello, hey guys. How are you, Sam?
I love that you clap too. I'm good. Thank you for asking, Joel. How are you? How's life?
I'm good. Life is good. Very
That's
nice.
good. That's good to hear. I mean, there's a lot of things going on, but it's nice to hear that, life is good for you. But what have you been up to recently?
I've just been working on a lot of music, trying
Hmm.
to do what I can in the studio and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah. I just recently put out a
Yeah.
song with Clara Benin.
Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I got to talk to Clara. I think it was last month. Sadly, you weren't able to join us, but at least you're here now. We get to talk about the collaboration that you and Clara made. But before that, I do want to ask you. You mentioned that you've been working on a lot of music too in the studio, just really keeping yourself sane. So how's that been going for you? Kind of like really creating more music. Like, do you ever feel like um, have you ever experienced like creative burnout or anything? Because you know how we can all kind of experience that every now and then, but have you ever personally experienced that?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's just like
Hmm.
some days where the like everything you write kind of doesn't sit well with you as well.
Yeah.
So it's like just a matter of practice, I guess. Like I do just
Hmm.
try to keep writing, and sometimes like
Hmm.
it's also depending on the mood you're in that day, where you might be overly critical on yourself or something. So
Hmm.
then you kind of leave it for another day, and then sometimes you listen back and say, "Hey, that was pretty good." I guess that's quite a nice experience.
Yeah, I can imagine like leaving it first and then going back to it. Because when you force something, I feel like it never really works out the way that we want it to. But like, how do you get over that hump personally, Joel, when you feel like you don't feel as inspired or you don't feel like working? How do you get over that hump?
Don't feel as inspired or
Mm.
um. It's I just keep doing I do it even when I don't feel inspired.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, sometimes like I try to make everything like an approach for inspiration. So like even being uninspired can be a sort of inspiration, right?
Oh, I feel like that's such a good way to look at it. I feel like I've never looked at it that way, but I'm going to take that from you and start looking at it that way. But I guess this is something that we can learn from your newest collaboration with Clara, which is called A Day at a Time. I feel like that's something that we can learn from the song. So last time I got to talk to Clara, she mentioned that, you reached out to her team for the collaboration, but how did you actually get the idea for the song in the first place?
I guess like the idea of the song is very much based off like with this whole situation that the world is going through right now. The whole pandemic is kind of we we are almost forced with a lot of uncertainties and a lot of like changes in society and the way the economy is being run. So it's like um, we aren't able to look as much into the future as we are normally used to. So we're also at the same time being forced very much to take each day at a time. And I think the inspiration behind this song is really just to kind of ground us in like more ground us more into the present moment and just kind of serves as a reminder to not just Clara and I when we wrote it, but to anyone else who would hear it, that like,
Mhm.
mm, there's a lot of beauty to be found already immediately here.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like that's something that we can all relate to. I feel like with everything going on, we tend to worry about things that haven't happened yet. So I think taking it a day at a time is a good reminder for everyone too. But when you initially got the idea for the song, did you immediately imagine it as a collaboration? And what made you think of Clara for this song?
So I've known Clara for
Mhm.
I've known about Clara for quite a number of years. She's actually
Mhm.
been to a huge festival in Singapore,
Yeah.
which is where I'm from,
Mhm.
called Music Matters, where she performed. Right. So then I think my manager at the time was really close to his team from the Philippines, and so that's when we met, and then we got to know of each other, and so like this collaboration is really like quite a conscious effort in me,
Mhm.
putting down like general ideas and the rough beat and production with Clara in mind. And then I would send it
Mhm.
over to her, and then she actually was agreeable to come on it, and that's
Mhm.
how the song came about. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. So it was just like kind of very natural, very organic for you guys to really work on this song together. And the last time Clara was here, she actually got to share about it, like how it was purely online, obviously, given
Yeah.
everything that was going on in the world, which is such a feat. I can imagine having two artists work on a collaboration purely online is I can imagine the logistical nightmare of all of the files that have been sent like back and forth. So how was that experience for you working on the collaboration purely online?
It's quite fun actually.
Oh.
Um, I think, yeah. I mean, it would have been nicer if we were able to meet, but I mean, given the circumstances, like it was really nice to be able to still create a song, even purely via conversation online, via WhatsApp actually. So it's just like the sending of lyrics back and forth,
Yeah.
like, hey, this line is cool, and then voice memos here and there. I mean,
Mhm.
the good part about the writing process is we already had kind of like a rough structure and beat down. So
Mhm.
then that kind of really helped the whole situation.
Mhm.
And then Clara is a natural, so she just wrote her own stuff over the beats. Actually, she wrote like a huge chunk of melodies and lyrics, but
Mhm.
because of how short the song was, we could only keep like a few lines of it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's really cool how you guys were really able to work on it despite, all the distance and just thank God for the internet, right? I feel like
yeah.
that was a lot of us throughout the year. But I'm curious too, like a day at a time, I feel like is something, like I said, that we can all relate to. It's a good reminder for a lot of people. But you personally, Joel, how have you applied it to your everyday life or your personal life?
The internet,
A day at a time. Like how did
a
you
day at a time,
yeah,
right?
how were you able to apply that to your life?
Um, I guess it's just very much like a reminder, you know,
Mhm.
just taking things a day at a time. I think we tend to take like that phrase a lot more for granted before this whole situation started. So it's
Mhm.
like kind of like just bringing it back up again was quite a an apt team, I felt.
Mhm.
And then so just like very much just doing things from a slightly different perspective, I guess.
Mhm.
Whereas like just simple things like you can't really plan for anything past a year. A lot of countries still can't travel out on themselves, so just trying to make do with what we have right now.
Yeah. And I think that's something that we all should remember. It's hard to like not worry about the things that will happen in the future, but really try to focus on the present. But I saw that you guys also just recently released the visualizer for this one too, which I thought was really cool because you were able to copy the whole lo-fi beats girl, which I thought was so cool. So could you tell us more about how it was creating the visualizer for a day at a time?
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. Thank you. Yeah, it was quite a nice, simple process, and the production team from Telescope
Mhm.
Telescope Productions actually put that together. So I mean, they heard the song and it was like the lo-fi vibe gave them the inspiration to kind of have
Mhm.
me dress up as the lo-fi girl, and
Yeah.
they did a whole setup and everything, made it look exactly
Mhm.
like the set, which is super cool. And so Clara would shoot. They would direct Clara in her bedroom,
Mhm.
just purely remotely off the internet, and she would do her
Wow.
thing, and then we chopped it up, and then we put it in we put it in the visualizer that you see today.
Yeah. And in the end, like you also had people submit videos too. So how cool was it seeing all of that together?
It was incredible, very nice.
Mhm.
It's just really nice to be able to have people want to participate in the video,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
the fans, the listeners, and then just like put out encouraging messages.
Mhm.
I think have it from like a different perspective from what Clara and I can be offering with the song.
Mhm. Yeah, and I feel like with the music video and also the song, it's not just a reminder for you and Clara, like what you said a while ago, but also to a lot of people all around the world. So, how does it feel being able to share this like cross country collaboration with everyone that is able to help lift the spirits and also serve as a reminder for everyone going through tough times?
Um, yeah, I guess we're just hoping to kind of encourage through music that we're proud of.
Hmm.
Did I am I answering your question? It's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, yeah. So that's what we're trying to do, you know,
Hmm.
and then see where we fit in the current scheme of pop music.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are still really thankful for the music that you guys put out. I know it's difficult to, have music out during these times, like with everything that's been going on. But thank God for artists like you and Clara who are still able to work through, all the limitations of not being able to see each other physically, but still making like a collaboration, all of that. So I'm sure a lot of people are excited too for whatever you have planned as well. You mentioned that you've been working on a lot of music. So could you share more about like what we can expect coming from Gentle Bones in the coming year?
Um, yeah, just trying to write more music, trying to figure out what kind of, for me, the idea of the song and the lyrics and the theme of the song is quite a big thing, I'd say. So I try to spend a lot of time thinking about these things, and then
Mhm.
for, so I'm just trying to brush up on that and trying to brush up on my musical writing skills as well, and kind
Mhm.
of see how that fits together.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ooh, so that's exciting. You're brushing up on your music writing skills too. So, is there anything new that we can also expect from you, or like, do you want to try anything new with your music this year?
I hope so. I hope to like try more different genres of production
Mhm.
with the producers that I work with, and
Mhm.
try to come up with interesting soundscapes.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm really big fan of like sonic sound design and
Mhm.
how things fit together in a very, I'd say, standard space of sound, you know,
Yeah.
in an MP3 file. So I'm
Mhm.
just trying to figure that out.
Oh wow, that's like such a huge way to look at it, kind of like how everything fits in like that one like sonic space. I feel like I've never thought of music in that way, but like you have opened my mind to like how music is able to really like fit in that like kind of space. But we're excited for everything that you have going on. Now that you have this collaboration with Clara, are there any other artists too that you would want to work with in the future?
Oh, definitely. I mean,
Mhm.
I love working with different artists. I think for me, it's the creation process is my favorite part of making music.
Mhm.
So I feel like working with different people or different producers or different artists, they all always bring a different flavor to the thing. So just
Mhm.
creating part of that process is what I enjoy doing.
Mhm.
So like I mean, for me, I'm a huge fan of acts like Ben and Ben, for
Mhm.
example. So if there were ever a chance to do something, I would love to.
Mhm. Mhm. Ooh, okay, so Ben and Ben, if you're watching this, Joel,
Yeah,
aka
shout out.
Gentle Boats, would love to work with you guys. Let's go back to this interview. When that actually happens, we are gonna manifest it into the universe, and it's really
Nice.
going to happen. So we can't wait for whatever you have cooking up for us. Also, Joel, I'm sure a lot of people are excited too for the music that you have yet to put out. But before I do let you go, do you have a message to all of your Filipino fans, everyone who's been supporting your music?
Yeah, oh, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you, Mix and Sam, for having me on this. It's
Of
been really
course.
fun. Yeah, I hope to be able to come back soon to do this and obviously perform in the Philippines when we all are at a better time.
Yes, and we can't wait. You are always welcome here to the Philippines. I mean, it's relatively close, so we
Yeah,
will definitely have you back whenever it's everything is okay. But everyone who tuned into this exclusive interview, don't forget to stream the latest collaboration of Gentle Bones and Clara Bannon, which is called A Day at a Time. It's available on multiple digital streaming platforms, and also check out the visualizer, which is up on YouTube. So once again, thank you so much, Joel or Gentle Bones, for joining us once again here on MYXclusive. I'm sure we'll have you in the future as well. So thank you so much for joining us
thank you.
today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
And
good
thank
day.
you to everyone. Yes, you too. And thank you to everyone who tuned in once again. This has been Sam with Wimps and Gentle Bones.